All right, guys, we are now live on Arlovsky.com, and you guys probably know this face. This is Andre. This is our previous contest winner, Morgan. We've got this familiar face, this is Greg Jackson. And then we have these guys. You may not know who they are, but I'm going to give them a chance to introduce themselves.
Yep, that's MMA Fight Night Live podcast with your boy Jay and
Sam the Panda here off top.
Sam the Panda. Yep.
Awesome, guys. Why don't you tell us a little bit what you guys do so that people know what the FNL stands for and what it's all about?
MMA FNL is MMA Fight Night Live. We have a following on Facebook of over 100,000 followers. We try to keep up with every single fight that goes out there and keep the fans involved, post results as it goes along. Sam and I run the podcast. Sam actually has a pro record and he's a kickboxer as well. With a record of 133 and 33, multiple titles.
Yeah, that's a while ago.
My official background was 20 years in the Marine Corps, and we just have to be huge fight fans, and we talk a lot of trash and have a lot of fun.
I appreciate that you know this much information about me, and I don't have to say anything at all. I'll just listen.
Well, they want intelligent answers, so I try to work with it.
I got you. Okay.
Very cool, guys. So let me just check with our fans on our Arlovsky.com to make sure that everybody can see the video. We don't want to be doing this podcast just for ourselves.
Podcast, Sam, actually, pro record.
Perfect. We are good to go. Give me just 1 second.
Okay.
All right, guys. So what are we doing here? We are doing a March 2015 live video chat for Arlovsky.com.
Yeah.
The reason we are coming together is because this is a regular thing that Andre has been doing for a couple of years now with his fans. He loves to be able to connect with them and be able to kind of give them an update, be able to give them a chance to interact with them and ask questions. And this time we've invited the world-famous Greg Jackson,
One and
Andre's
only.
coach,
One and only.
the one and only.
World
Andre's
famous
coach.
in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Outside of there.
That's not true. And the reason we brought asked Greg to join us is to give us a little bit of an update regarding the most anticipated Andre's next bout, which is May 23rd in Las Vegas, UFC 187. It's going to be a very challenging match, but we are very, very excited about it. So Andre, why don't you just begin by saying hello to your fans and give us a very quick update at where you are, what you're doing, how you're feeling.
So guys, it's Andrei Zapidwarovsky. I'm very happy that Mr. Gregory Jackson and join us on my video on my live video chat. I mentioned before, you probably guys already saw, I posted some pictures, some videos from my first 2-3 weeks training camp. I'm in Albuquerque now. Last week I just went for Arnold Classic in Columbus, Ohio. On the way back to Albuquerque, I stopped in Florida, see my family, and now I'm back in Albuquerque. And today I had workout, and actually right after a live video chat, I'm gonna have another workout at Mr. Gregory Jackson's gym. I'm gonna hit some back. I'm gonna do air bike, and yeah, everything so far very good. Like always, excited to talk with you guys and ready to answer any questions.
Very cool. So, talking about questions, let's have you guys kick it off.
All right. So this first question is for Mr. Jackson. Miss Jackson, or no, Mr. Jackson, if you're nasty. All right, check this out. But Mr. Jackson, what has impressed you with Andre since he has arrived at your camp, and then what skill set that he has that surprised you the most?
Well, everything impresses me about Andre because he's a very, very great fighter. I think the thing that surprised me the most is how fast he is for how big he is. He's a big heavyweight, but he moves very, very fast, like a 185er. So his speed was, I think, the most surprising thing to me when I saw him in person.
Oh, sweet. You're light on your feet, huh, Andre?
The man can move.
You just nod, yeah. I know.
Yeah, whatever. If coach says so. Hey, so Andre, fighting a good friend and former training partner like Travis Brown, it has to be difficult. But you don't like the idea of fighting a friend, but did you ever consider turning the fight down at any time because of that?
First of all, I met Travis at Greg Jackson gym, and when we started like hanging out together, we had some dinners. I told him, "You have to understand, my friend. Sooner or later we're gonna fight. So it's nothing personal. It's a business, you know." And actually, yeah, he last fight he trained in California, and he's number 3 right now. So that fights it makes sense for me to fight him because yeah, I try to be a champion again. I will do everything possible to be a champion again, and he was on my way. And I'm confused. To be honest with you, I have like feelings that maybe it's not right, but like I mentioned before, it's not nothing personal. It's just business, and I will do everything possible to beat him. Yes, I hope Mr. Gregory Jackson gonna help me, and Mr. Winkeljohn Lupa supposed to come at boxing coach from Russia, and I have a dream team and ready to go.
You feel more than ready for this game. You got the dream team. You had to feel more than ready. Yeah, you're shaking your head, so I'm going to take that as a yes, and we'll move forward. Yeah. Coach Jackson. One question.
Yes, sir.
What is the biggest hurdle in training a fighter? Not just Andre, but when you're training any fighter, you always have to deal with different skill sets, different abilities. But is there one hurdle that you usually always encounter when you're training a fighter?
No, there's usually not one. It depends on the fighter and the circumstances. There's always a hurdle, but it varies from situation to situation and fighter to fighter. So part of what makes my job so interesting is that it's always kind of a different challenge. Even though it's all MMA, it's just one-on-one in a cage. There's always variabilities that come into play, and how you deal with those kind of defines you as a coach and an artist. So that's a part of my job that I enjoy is the obstacles.
Always looking for the challenge.
All right. So this one's for Andre. You know, representing Chicago, I have to ask because, you know, they call me the Panda for a reason because, you know, you fight a heavyweight and I like to eat. So is it the Chicago-style hot dog or a Chicago-style deep dish pizza? Like, which one do you prefer to eat?
I try to be on my diet, but on the way back from Columbus, definitely I enjoy my Chicago-style hot dog, and my nutritionist, he was so mad at me, so probably hot dogs.
The hot dog?
Chicago-style hot dog.
Yeah.
Now, my question for you, Andre, is how much does it piss you off that Sam asked that question when you have to watch what you're eating getting ready for it while you're in the camp?
I mean, he's got some time.
He's got some time, but I mean, it's not like you can just go slam down hot dogs either.
I can tell you one thing. Next couple of months, I'm gonna pretty much strict diet. It's gonna be some vegetables and chicken, you know, and some.
Yeah. So you are eating hot dogs.
Definitely, I like to eat tasty food. I like eat good, but yeah, like I mentioned before, next two months it's gonna be hell for me, food wise. So.
We'll go back to asking Coach Jackson another question here. What is the biggest trait you look for in determining if someone is that quote-unquote next-level fighter? If somebody comes into the gym, everybody's probably wanting to make it to the show. What is the one trait you look for in next-level ability?
You know, that's changed over the years. These days, I look for their ability. If they have talent, which they have to have, and they're coachable, which they have to be, it's how they handle their life outside of the cage. If they can kind of control when all the fame hits them and all the fortune hits them and all that stuff, if they can handle that, that's what I look for these days. So it's not so much potential anymore because I'm getting okay at seeing that, but it's how they handle themselves outside that's really defining them, I think.
Is there anything you do specific, like to test their maturity? No, test is the wrong word.
No, because it's one of those things that only the actual event can test it. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody can say, "Oh, I'll keep my head together. I'll do this. I'll do that." But when they get up on the top there, it's something that defines them, and it's usually a struggle. You know, you have people telling you how great you are all the time, and everybody wants to be your friend. It's hard to deal with that kind of pressure. So I think that's one of the biggest things that defines a good champion is able to handle it outside of the cage.
Right, because being told how great you are, I get that all the time, and it's tough.
I wish I did.
Yeah. All right, so Andre, there's so many fighters with the name Pitbull. Besides yourself, name the fighter who most deserves that nickname.
The original.
Oh, only one?
You know what? Andre might have lost the connection for just a second. There he is. Andre, did you hear that question?
It's like slow motion.
Nope.
Nope. All right, give us
No.
1 second while we try.
Sounds about Jackson here. Like while we're waiting on him to come back. So what's a typical day at your gym? Like you come in, open the doors, and
I start drinking beer about 8 a.m.
Yeah, that's what
at about 11:30.
Yeah.
While reading
About noon, I hit the meth. That keeps me going the rest of the day. And by the evening, I have to crash out, so it's usually heroin around 8.
I can see that with all those guys at the gym with
So a full day.
Yeah, no, it's a full day. We get in first practices. I try to get my run or workout pretty early in the morning. First practice is at 9:30 our time, and then it's pretty much full on. I have a lunch break, and I come back and do private lessons throughout the afternoon. And it's long days sometimes, and sometimes I get the afternoon kind of slow. So it depends on how many people are in camp and where we are at with that stuff. But it's a full day. It usually starts about 6:30 a.m. for me and goes about 12 hours.
Cool.
13 hours.
Do those private lessons have to do a lot of the fighters that you have in your camp, or like?
Right, because we have so many fighters, so I try to divide my time into half-hour blocks for them, just working on either personal growth plan or their game plan stuff, and then depending on where they are in camp or how much work they need, kind of triage that.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing you bring up. You said like a personal growth thing. Do you give them, I'll say, homework for personal development, books to read, things to study up on, things like that to better them as a person?
Yeah.
More of it is just training one-on-one, like, if they need more work on integrating takedowns behind their strikes or their jiu-jitsu, countering ground, whatever it is that they're deficient in, just kind of shoring up those deficiencies. Some fighters enjoy it when I give them studying stuff, and some could care less, so it just depends on the fighter.
Right.
Now, for yourself, as a coach, because you have so many fighters that you take care of, and they have individual personalities. I've heard you even like in the corner a couple of times, like just you talk to everyone differently. I hit the way you talk to them in the corner in between rounds. Do you keep up with do you write everything down when you have each session with them, of like how you plan out their camp, and also each session you write everything down and just keep up?
Some of the fighters will write stuff down with. I usually don't need to unless I'm doing like multiple game plans in a day. Then I'll need to write them down a little bit to remind myself. But usually, if it's only 1 or 2 game plans, or if I'm only working with outside of the classes I teach individually 3 or 4 people, I don't need to write it down. But if it gets more than 5 or 6 people in a day, then I usually have to jot notes down just to remind myself.
Cool.
So I have a question for you in regards to those fights. Because Sam brought up you cornering and the way you corner differently for different fighters or whatever else. I don't know if you noticed behind me is the poster of Jones and Gus. So it might be a little glare on it right now. And that was just an all-out war. So my question for you would be, what is the toughest fight you've cornered? There was a lot that was going on with that one.
Wow, there's a lot. I mean, I've been doing this for 20-some years, and there's been a lot of tough fights. I don't know if one sticks out in my head. I'll tell you, one of the bravest fights I ever saw was when Andre fought Rumble, when he fought Anthony. That was Andre fought that fight with a broken jaw, and so that was one of the bravest fights I've ever seen. Was Andre just wanting to continue and pushing forward and winning the last couple rounds even with a broken jaw. I thought that was very brave of him.
For sure. Yeah. Andre, you back with us?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, we're good. The question that was asked right before we lost everything was bringing up the point that there are a lot of fighters out there with the nickname Pitbull. So besides yourself, who's the fighter you think is the most deserving of that name?
You're right, absolutely of Pitbulls, but I'm the Pitbull, so it's a big difference.
He's the Pitbull. So guys, real quick, let me just do a very quick introduction of somebody else that joined the chat. His name is Adam. He helps us run the site. Hey Adam, how are you?
Hello, Adam. How are you doing, Adam?
And it looks like we've got somebody else that joined. Who is this? Anna Robert. I think is one of Andre's fans. Nice t-shirt. All right. Did you guys have any other questions before we let Greg go? Because it looks like it's getting dark outside. And I don't want to.
It is.
That's fast. That was quick.
Why don't you tell us where are you right now?
I am in Dallas, Texas, for Overeem's fight Saturday.
That's right.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
he's doing well. He's relaxing at the moment, and I'm gonna get a bite to eat, and then hit some pads and relax.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome.
You can eat.
Awesome.
Get to go plate from the Dirty Goat.
Yeah, the goat.
Yeah, the rodeo
Roadkill
goat.
goat.
Real quick.
Oh, there's like a roadkill goat.
But it's almost meth time too, according for your schedule. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'll be. Yeah, it's like almost half past meth.
well, hey, Coach, we really appreciate it. Appreciate you answering the questions, being
Yeah.
up front. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, thank
No
you.
worries, guys. Anytime. You guys have fun on your live chat. See you later.
See ya.
Okay, coach. Thank you. See you Monday.
See you
Bye,
Monday,
Cody.
brother.
I'll see you Monday.
Good
All right.
luck. Good luck.
See you Monday,
I'll see you
Morgan.
Monday too.
All right. See you guys.
All right, guys. Let me just give Morgan a chance. Morgan, did you have any questions for Andrei lined up?
Not any off the top of my head. I've broken down his fight if he needs a bit of cornering, but you know, other than that.
Yeah, I
Very
like.
cool. Very cool. What about you, Adam? Did you have any questions lined up that you wanted to throw out there before you start taking some fan questions as well?
Well, you know, we're coming up on the fight with Travis. It's the first chat since it's been announced, so I was wondering how Andrei's training was going and how he felt being on such a stacked card as UFC 187, kind of the highlight card of the year.
I feel great. Very excited. Many great fighters going to be on that card, and definitely it's very important fight for me. It's a big test for me because I mentioned before, Travis, he's not a joke. He's tough, and he's number 3 right now. I have to train my ass off. I need to train hard. I need to be focused, very disciplined, and very excited about this fight.
And Andrei, where are you right now in terms of your training camp? I want you to fill people in, like what the next couple of weeks are going to look like, what the next couple of months are going to look like, just so people get a feel for what your schedule's like.
It's gonna be hard work, hard workouts. I'm gonna like I said, Greg coming back Monday, so I'm gonna start training with him. First 2-3 weeks I just did here strength and conditioning, and I feel good. And also next week I'm gonna start hit meets and enjoy some classes. So it's gonna be a full-time training camp.
And how's your shoulder feeling after surgery, rehabilitation? Are you 100% at this point?
I think so, but yeah. I think my left shoulder even like stronger than it was before, and I do like exactly what I did like before. Maybe some if I'm going to lift some bench press or something, it's like even heavier than it was before. So I don't feel any discomfort in my shoulder. So I'm good.
Very cool. All right, I'm gonna hand it over to you guys to follow through on any other questions, and I'll start tallying up all the questions from the chat room as well.
Awesome. Yeah, we definitely have more questions. Andrei, winning 8 out of your last 10 fights, it seems like you're on this career resurgence. Is there any one thing you would credit that towards, or is it just you have that hunger for the belt again, and that's it?
One step at a time, and I really appreciate. I mentioned before, and I will repeat again. I really appreciate that gave me and when I was for 5 and also I was me like his hand, start racing, feel healthy, strong, still have that fire in my eyes just to go. And I wanna repeat again. Travis Brown is gonna be a big test for me. It's gonna be very. It's gonna be very good and very tough fight.
Andrei's audio is kicking in and kicking out. We're gonna try to maybe fix it in just a second, guys. Yeah. I apologize about that. Were you able to make out the answer, or not really?
No.
Broken briefly.
Not really. All right,
Yeah.
we'll give him a chance to say it one more time. He's gonna reconnect in just 1 sec. Andrei, can you hear us? Okay.
What about you?
It's still broken.
Yeah, can't make it out at all.
Hello. Hello.
It sounds like a good Kanye West song, though.
It does.
It does. It does a little bit, yeah.
Is Andrei using auto-tune?
Yeah, it's Andre.
Oh, man, T-Pain.
All right, he's gonna reconnect in just a second.
That's probably no problem.
Sounds good. Yeah, I got a question for Morgan, our winner here.
Yeah.
Let's do it, for sure.
Cool. Carry on.
Morgan, a minute ago you said you've broken down the fight already if Andre wants some corner advice. So give us your cornering advice.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Do I have to? Okay, so Travis Brown. He's just lost to Fabricio Verdum, who was primarily known as a grappler. Obviously, his striking's come on because I reckon Verdum would beat Velasquez at present, but that's my opinion. Travis Brown, ex-basketball player, is going to have good footwork. So I think Arlovski needs to kick out his lead leg and use that to get in with his hands. Going for takedowns, I don't think Andre wants to shoot for takedowns because Josh Barnett got kneed in the face and then had his skull elbowed in. So if you're going to go for takedowns, you want to look for body lock takedown. While you're grappling on the floor, if Andre wants to look for submissions, because of Travis Brown's height, he's obviously got long legs, so he's opened up to heel hooks, for example, and Andre's got experience with Sambo. What else did I get? I think Travis Brown is going to try and fight behind his jab, try and fight rangy and be technical, because obviously he got outclassed by Verdum. I think we might see some of those lazy front kicks that a lot of the, especially tall fighters do, to use their range, like what Alexander Gustafsson did against Rumble Johnson, and then, well, obviously Rumble was smart. So I think if Andre watches that fight, maybe practices the timing from the front kick to get in with the overhand right, I think Travis Brown might be going to sleep. Just my opinion, though.
All right, Andre, let's just check your audio real quick. Can you say something?
Say something,
Yes.
Andre. Oh. He's gone.
Eric.
Okay, we can hear you now. But
Eric. Okay.
There he is.
I said it sounds like a plan.
Sounds
There you go.
Anytime, Andre. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
There it is.
There it is.
No, I'll be him for a minute. I'll try my Belarusian accent if you want. I'll punch your face. No, sorry.
Yeah. That's always good fight advice right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all I've got. Punch his face.
Yeah. You know, we make this joke all the time. We go to local here in Charleston, South Carolina. It's Conflict MMA, and we hear it all the time.
Yeah.
No matter what the fight is, you'll hear somebody scream,
Punch his face.
"Punch him in the face!"
Use jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Use jiu-jitsu.
I hadn't thought of that. Shit.
There it is.
Panda, I've just realised something as well, by the
Yeah.
way.
Go.
I'm being sponsored by you. Can you see this?
Hey,
The Samurai Panda.
yeah,
Look at
I see
that.
that. I mean, I guess samurais are Japanese. I'm Thai, so.
Next best thing, isn't it? My bad.
No, I'm just joking. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, but so I have another a question for Andre. Andre, you there now?
Looks like he's back.
Are you back, Bo?
yeah, well, he's reconnecting, guys.
Oh, okay.
I'm texting back and forth with him, so right now he should be back on in just a split second.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But what I'll do is to kind of fill in the gap, I want to tell you guys that this guy is actually wearing a Arlovski.com t-shirt, Team Pitbull.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which you guys can get on Arlovski.com. So if anybody's watching this, you guys are more than welcome to get one of these guys. Or actually, I have one of the Omerta shorts, which is what Andre wears in his gym.
Yeah.
So you guys are welcome to get a lot of these shirts. And what Andre is doing is actually autographing these for a lot of his fans. So it would be awesome to have you guys support Andre and also get an autograph shirt. So it's a great deal. And by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, we have updated Andre's website to a brand new look and feel, Arlovski.com. Hope you guys like it. We're going to be adding a lot of new content to it and making it look even more beautiful.
Eric.
Okay, we got Andre back. Awesome.
All right.
Andre, did you hear the question that was asked to you earlier or no?
Yes, I said it sounds like a plan.
Gotcha.
From Morgan.
for Morgan, but I'm going to give these guys the chance to repeat their question one more time. So, Jason?
Oh, the question I was asking was,
Yeah.
if you win in your 8 out of your last 10 fights, and it seems like you have a career resurgence. Is there anything you owe that to specifically? Is it just your hunger for the belt?
No, I just choose what's more important for me, and I mentioned before, thanks to Greg Jackson, that he gave me that hand of hope, And when I lost four fights in a row, and he just told me, just come to my facility, we're going to start everything from the beginning, and and that's it. I'm just one step at a time. I'm ready to go. You're absolutely right. I'm hungry, and it's last shot for me. I have to do everything possible to be a champion again. But first, I need to beat Travis Brown, of course.
Yeah,
of course,
man.
of course.
Yeah, man. Stepping stone, stepping stone. I got another one for you. So you fought in almost every organization, major organization in MMA. All right, and then you've been in the ring or the cage with some of the best heavyweights in the world. Which heavyweight was the hardest, like overall, like in your career? Or which heavyweight fight?
The most pain gave me Pedro Hiza when I fought him, and I think in back 2001, 2002. The most stupid fight when I fought Emelianenko, it was a present for him, I just jumped with flying knee like idiot, like amateur, didn't cover myself, and for some reason lights went out and KO. But otherwise, I tried to do my best. Maybe some fights I wasn't like really focused. I wasn't like very disciplined, but now I choose what's more important for me. I know deep inside the last chance for me. I just don't want to be a heavy back, punching back for some other fighters and that's it. I'm happy that my wife support me. Everybody who's around, just we have one goal to be the best fighter in the world in MMA.
Very cool.
Yeah, getting that family support is huge.
Yeah, that was a big.
It is, and it's sometimes it's hard because sometimes I'm really hard on my wife. I'm sometimes I can say something bad, but I'm really happy that he understands everything, and she's my the best friend, and she's my wife, and she supported me 100%. That's mean a lot to me.
Perfect. So she understands once the Chicago style hot dogs are taken away, how grumpy you can get, right?
No, first of all, I was really hungry, and it was 1 hour between flights, and it wasn't enough time to join some restaurant to have some good, I don't know, steak or something, or chicken. But yeah, I saw Chicago Vienna beef hot dogs, and of course, come on, guy. I didn't buy two, I bought one, but yeah, it was good.
There you go.
It was good.
Hey, Andrei, so we're seeing a surge of Eastern European fighters who are bringing Sambo to MMA. Nurmagomedov being one, being a former champion in Sambo. How do you feel about how Sambo translates to MMA? And would you rank and compare it against traditional wrestling and BJJ? Would you say it's better?
For example, a couple times came for here. Minakov is a heavyweight Bellator champion, and he also 8 or 9 times world champion in Samba, and I had a hard time to wrestle with him, because he knows all this leg locks, armbars, But at the same time, I joined some jiu-jitsu classes, and I rolled with the great jiu-jitsu guys, and for me it's kind of difficult to say what's better for MMA, but lately I'm just training in jiu-jitsu, and I feel great. I'm not the best yet. I just purple belt, but my trainer Dino Castes, he told me if you're gonna beat Bigfoot, so he's gonna give me a brown belt. He gave me a brown belt, but I passed only. I guess I'm good enough, maybe just for purple belt. That's it. But definitely, it's a lot of goals in jiu-jitsu. I wanna maybe one day I'm gonna be a real brown belt, but deep inside I know it's a lot of work.
Turned down a brown belt.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's good, and all that stuff's earned anyway. Yeah, good stuff.
I wanted to let somebody else real quick, if you guys don't mind, one of
Yeah.
Andre's fans to ask a question. Robert, did you have a question for Andre?
Yeah, I do. Do you think that you're gonna win Travis Brown?
One more time.
Do you think that you're gonna win Travis Brown?
How are you going to win Travis Brown? How are you going to beat Travis Brown?
First of all, I didn't sit down with Greg, with the rest of the coaches, John and Bupas. We didn't make a game plan yet. But I can promise you one thing: I will do everything possible to beat Travis Brown, and I know it's going to be a hard fight. It's going to be hard next 9-10 weeks works, and I have to be disciplined and follow my goal. And of course, goal for now, goal for May 23rd is beat Travis Brown.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
No other questions? All right, I'll hand it over to you
Thank
guys.
you.
All right. So, what is it like to be back in the UFC after like you leaving like years back? What is the feeling like being, especially now that the I guess the popularity that the UFC is at now, and the difference when you were there before.
First of all, second debut in the UFC back in 2014 on June 14th, I believe, against Brandon Sharp. I nervous a lot, and I felt that like huge pressure on my shoulders, and but thanks God everything went good. I beat Brandon via decision, and I remember like even between rounds, Greg Jackson, he gave me some instruction. I didn't understand where I am. I just wanted. I hope it's gonna finish soon, and I'm gonna have a good one shot, and I'm gonna put Brandon Sharp sleep. But it went 15 minutes. But to be honest with you, actually, in the third round, I kind of woke up when he took me down, and he tried to like damage me on the top. But thanks Said, my kickboxing coach from Chicago, he forced me to do a lot of elbows, and actually that's worked. I smashed his face and I beat him by decision. And another second fight in my debut when I fought in Brazil, whole crowd, whole country, I felt it, it was in the air, I felt that everybody was against you, and again, thanks Said, thanks Bupa's coach, Greg Jackson, they put like all negativity in the right way, and that's helped me. But after the fight, of course, everybody start like asking for pictures, to sign something. They took my T-shirt. They took T-shirt from Bupas, and yeah, it was kind of
Chaos.
It's good chaos, man.
Chaos can be good. Chaos in the ring, chaos out of the ring.
It's good, man. You deserve it, man.
Yeah.
Like you've been like one of the people I started doing MMA because I'm a pure kickboxer or a Muay Thai guy, and like when I started watching is when I started watching y'all guys in the beginning. Even though I watched the UFC 1s and 2s and stuff, but I did like really start getting into it like in the mids.
Right.
And then these guys to watch.
Your initial run in the UFC is when people started getting really excited to see fights because they knew somebody was going to sleep.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like I think it's the accent. Everybody with an accent seems cooler to me.
Yeah, that is true.
So when you start talking about fights and describing it, I get really excited and you're like, I smash his face.
Yeah, and then like
awesome.
when I hear a Russian accent, I'm always expecting someone to get stabbed, shot, or something to blow up.
Then you guys have to watch one of Andre's movies. If you guys ever seen Universal Soldiers, you'll see a lot of that there.
We're looking forward to that.
I don't know if you guys knew that we actually traveled with Andre to the Philippines, and Travis Brown joined us. And Andre and Travis had a very awesome dynamic. There's just a good vibe in terms of how they interacted. They have the same sense of humor. And, it's difficult to even explain from the side. It's really like having two friends. I mean, they're not best friends, obviously. They're training partners. But it's like two friends. They have to go at it and really, like, duke it out for their livelihood. Both of them. I mean, Andre's got kids. Travis got kids. This is a business, really. So, Andrei, how do you feel? Like, I mean, do you think emotions will play a big role once you step into the octagon? Like, that was an important question that I think.
I hope not. I hope not, but I can't tell you for sure after the fight. So hopefully not.
Totally.
Well,
And Travis has been very respectful as well. So I think this is going to be an interesting fight for everybody to watch.
He's a similar
I wish
size.
he wasn't some like I don't know, light heavyweight or like 185. Reality, he's a heavyweight. Yeah.
But then he'd have bigger problems, Andre. Then he'd have to take on John Jones. So
I don't care about, in this case, I don't care about John Jones. Just yeah. I'm gonna be in a Travis Brown's corner. So.
Andre, tell us about the facility that you're in right now. What is this place? What do you do here?
This is Greg Jackson's gym. I'm gonna, after the live video chat, I'm gonna ride a bicycle for 1 hour, and I'm gonna hit some heavyweight probably for 20-30 minutes. And of course, this little guy, he's next to me.
Who's that little guy?
Oh, come on, who's that? Maximus.
We can't see him because of your hand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There he is.
That blue pit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Maximus gets as much traffic on the website as Andre does. So we'll be doing analytical searches, and Maximus is as popular as Andre is. It's unreal.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, he's not only, he's one of the smartest pit bulls out there. I forgot what the certification that he got, but basically he's one of the only pit bulls that's allowed to be on the plane, right, Andre?
One of the 5 pit bulls in the States.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Does he fly it?
Does he fly? No, he actually
Yeah, it's very expensive sometimes to fly him sometimes. That's why we're driving from my house to Albuquerque.
Andre, why do you do that long drive? Because I did that drive with you once from Albuquerque to Chicago, but why do you do that every single time?
No, first of all, I like to drive. Secondly, I need car here anyway, and third things, I have a lot of stuff with me, and of course I have every person with me, so that's why I need to drive. But it's okay. It's kind of like I'm listening to some CDs. I'm focusing on my issues, on my good sides, bad sides. Just to be honest with you, it's a lot of guys. Can you guys? Look, please. For me, it's like I'm sorry. For me, it's a lot of time to think. So. Am I rude?
No, you're not rude. But for a second there, I was about to hear the words "This is Sparta," and I thought everybody was gonna die.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll hand it over to you guys. Do you guys have any other questions?
Well, I can ask one more question. You're talking about the support of Andre. You're talking about the support of your wife, and I see you have your dog there with you and everything. We know that it's a tough balance, training, and we always like to ask the fighters because it's always a different answer. It's a tough balance going through a camp, getting ready for a battle, to what you do to maintain some semblance of normalcy. So what do you do to stay relaxed? What do you do to kind of get away from things and not have it on your mind all the time?
You're talking about after the fight or before the fight?
Before the fight, like through the training camp, leading up to it, when most of the stress is there.
You're absolutely right. It's kind of hard for me because all my camps, I used to live by myself with Maximus. Now I'm renting a big house because I know Bupa's supposed to come. He might bring some good guys from Russia for me, and it's gonna be kind of uncomfortable situation for me. But at the same time, I understand that I have to communicate. I have to give up something, and just actually, it's good because if, for example, my alarms are up at 6 o'clock, you think, it's another 15 minutes, you can have a rest. But Bupas knocks the door, said, come on, we have a morning run, for example. But also, my jiu-jitsu trainer Dino Castells, he liked to write some. I think he likes a lot of philosophy. He read a lot of philosophy books, and and he tried to write something else of his own, and I remember he sent me a text message. It was short. Disciplines, remembering what you want. I put a huge sign on my wall, you know, and then every day I woke up, I said, disciplines, remembering what you want. So it's kind of motivate me all the time, and I don't pay already attention. For example, if I'm going to sleep at 10 o'clock, everybody supposed to be quiet, lights out, and TV off. So. Also, I try to learn how to communicate with people and don't be like an asshole, you know. But more harder for me it's when I come back home. First 2-3 weeks, you know, like I'm mad dog, you know, mad pit bull, unleashed, and just, you know, my wife, she's tried to like cut the corners, you know, and so everything like. First 2-3 weeks it's really hard after the fight because I still on that motion, on that road, but after a while everything fine.
Hey Morgan, did you have any other questions that you wanted to jump in?
Yeah, I was going to say, Andrei said he likes driving, which is why he does that long commute. Are you a petrol head? Are you into motorsport? Do you like Formula One or anything like that?
Like what?
Formula One.
You know.
Once I went on what in the States when cars racing. It's how it's called?
Go kart.
Huh?
You wouldn't fit in a go-kart.
Not golf cart. I mean like.
Goat.
What's the biggest competition in the States?
NASCAR.
NASCAR. I went once. You know, it's so loud, and I really didn't enjoy it, but it was fun. Yeah. But
they only go round in circles, though, don't they? Formula One they can turn 2 corners.
They just go vertically in circles.
It's just a 200-mile-an-hour circle, but no big deal.
Yeah.
No, I'm very disciplined driver. I put seatbelt, speed limit, I put on cruise control, and that's it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
And especially A-list car rental company gave me the car, so I have to be very accurate. You know?
Yeah. So you say you have CDs that you listen to. I didn't know people still listen to CDs, but yeah. What CDs do you listen to on the way down?
It depends on kind of mood I have. If I'm in good mood, I can listen. For example, Eminem, Rammstein. You know, if I'm sad, I try to listen something. I don't know, some Russian pop, for example.
Oh yeah.
And,
can you give us a?
And also, no.
No.
I do like karaoke, but when I'm kind of a little bit drunk, you know.
I never heard of.
Not when I'm sober. Trust me. When I'm singing, I think I'm the best singer, but in reality, it's not. I remember once we went in karaoke bar back in a few years ago. He's my friend Ruslan Saleh, who died. This whole hockey team in Russia, and we decided to record it our performance. And when on the next day, you know, it was horrible. And actually, they stole those CDs from my car, and it was horrible.
You have to start drinking again just to listen to it. You got to drink the
because you know when you're singing, you try to you try to copy the original, you know, like those emotions, face expression, you know, hands movement, but it's horrible.
Well, I'm pretty sure nobody in the karaoke bar was gonna come up and tell you that you
Well, I think Eric once saw how I
once was enough. Once was enough.
My manager, yeah.
Eric, were you there?
That was the only time that I was there, and I don't drink, so these guys are the only. It was with my cousin and him. It was a sight to see. I'm glad that.
Cell phone video or anything?
Yeah,
what can you share with us, Eric? Come on, you gotta have something.
We don't have any footage.
But be honest with you, next day I thought, why is my throat so hurt? Because Eric told us that guys, they turn off the microphones. You know, we just like scream over there. So.
Anyway. So you're supposed to be in sync or something, but you were singing it like Rammstein, is what you were saying.
Hey, Morgan, did you have any other questions?
No, I was just going to say though, Soa Paleli sings in the ring, doesn't he, after his fight? So perhaps Andre can get on that.
I don't think they'll be singing in the ring. How about you, Adam?
No,
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, actually, a bit of a general question. We just got your fight history up, all 24 of your fights, and you saw the progression of your appearance as you went through. I'm wondering if we can get the hair back for your next fight with Travis Brown.
not hair break, definitely not, because when I have had a long hair, I was 25, 24, now like 36. I think it's gonna look kind of silly, and my wife keep telling me that when I have a short haircut, I look younger and much prettier. So that's why I have to beard. Yes, no doubt. I'm gonna grow. I'm not gonna shave my beard till my fight, but hair, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I mean, 36. You said before it's your last shot, but it's the heavyweight division. 36 is almost the average. You're one of the younger guys for the division. Even
36 for heavyweights. For heavyweight, 36 is prime time. So from 36 to 39, 40. So they have good exams in boxing, MMA. So I will do my best. I promise.
It's definitely a good place to be. I feel, and the resurgence goes to show that I feel like you're in a great spot, and believe me, I couldn't be more excited for this fight with Travis Brown. So we're all really looking forward to it.
For sure. And that's a great mention. With the launch of the new website and with Adam's help, we were able to get every single fight that Andre has had posted online. So you guys are welcome to, if you're watching this and afterwards you want to stick around on the site, you guys are more than welcome to check out some of the fights. Adam, did you have any other questions?
No, yeah, that should just about do it.
Very cool. Robert, did you have any other questions?
Yeah, I do. What's your favorite exercise, Andre? What's your favorite exercise?
Exercise. Exercise. Boxing-wise, lifting-wise, I don't know what kind of. If I'm boxing, I would love to, of course, I would love to hit mitts. If we're talking about boxing, MMA, I like all this like flashy stuff. But if I'm lifting some weights, I don't know. I just follow the schedule. There was a program what my coach wrote for me. But yeah, I don't know.
Probably a better question is, what's your least favorite exercise?
The what he has to do.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
I can tell you one thing. At age 36, I run in more than I used to run when I was 20, 25. Much, much more, way more. So I hate running, but I do run a lot.
Well, you said you traveled down to Florida to see your family, so I figured you just said bicep curls. The whole "sun's out, guns out" type thing.
One more time.
I said, yeah, I know you said you traveled to Florida and stuff, so I figured you'd say bicep curls for the "sun's out, guns out." You don't walk around with tank tops.
It's okay. I don't worry about it.
Come on, karaoke in a tank top. Come on.
No.
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 You guys be careful, because he's going to start remembering my shorts from Hawaii.
What's up with that?
No comment.
Okay. No, it was fun. I still have that picture. And between me and Greg Jackson, we call Eric Captain Eric.
Okay. Captain Eric. So must be
see Captain Eric. It was fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Post that to your website.
No. We're definitely not posting that to the website. I do have a list of questions from the fans, but I do want to give you guys a chance to kind of go ahead and ask any other questions. We do have other people joining the chat room. I know Nick from the chat room before. Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. Did you have a question for Andre?
Not at this moment, but hopefully have one in a few.
No problem. What about you guys? Did you guys have any other questions for Andre before I jump in with my long list?
Well, we don't really give it to the fans.
Yeah, man.
Let's hear from the fans.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, Andre, the first question that I have from the fans is, what is your diet like now that you are in training mode? So how has your diet changed?
Well, diet changed a lot, and it's good. I work with great guys in nutrition business. He's a great nutritionist. His name Matt Maholt. He's from LA. Actually, I'm gonna see him in a couple, actually in 10 days. And yeah, he's awesome, and everything for what he recommend me, that works for me, and I'm gonna stick with the diet what he wrote for me.
The other question is, Andrei, other than yourself, obviously, you and Travis, what's your favorite other matchup for UFC 187?
I'm gonna repeat again, one step at a time, and Travis Brown first. And I would love to, of course, if you want to be the best fighter, you have to fight with the best fighters in the business, in the league. But of course, I wanna fight with those guys who whooped my ass back a few years ago, and yeah.
Who is your?
But one step at a time. I'm gonna face Travis Brown on May 23rd. It's my head. I'm focused right now on that fight.
Who's your favorite other matchup on the card for UFC 187? Other than yourself?
It's gonna be a great card, and I'm very excited to see, of course, Jones and Rumble Johnson. I would love to see Cowboy and Habib Nurmagomedov. Little John Dodson gonna fight also, so it's gonna be a really good card. I'm very excited.
What is your favorite T-shirt on the website, Andrei?
T-shirt? I have a few of them.
Which one is your favorite out of all of them? I guess somebody wants to buy one.
Honestly, I like all of them.
Well, the cool part is we're gonna be.
I can't pick one.
The cool part is we're going to be releasing a lot of new designs. We just started working with this great graphic designer who has come up with some of these banners that you guys have seen and helped a lot during the website development process. And we've got some very cool designs in the works. So even if you don't see something you love right now, we're going to be adding a lot more stuff in the next couple of weeks that you guys are more than welcome to purchase. Andrei, the other question that we have here is, let's see, let me just pick a good one. How soon?
Oh, I like t-shirts. What's on Robert's t-shirt? It's nice. Team Pitbull. I like it.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's an old design. That's an oldie originals. That's a pretty cool design. Yeah. The question is, how soon will you be arriving to to Las Vegas before the fight? And are you going to be organizing any meet and greets with fans before then?
I think like always it's gonna be Monday, Tuesday, and yeah, I can meet some friends and fans probably before weigh-ins, and I might be like nervous a lot. I might be an asshole for a couple days, but after the fight, no doubt, anytime, any place, and I'm gonna sign. I'm gonna take pictures for how many guys you want.
I think ultimately UFC is going to be organizing open workouts, so I think a lot of fans are going to have a chance to meet you.
Yeah.
I guess there. So I think that's going to be awesome. Andrei, are you going to be releasing another video blog from training? So are you going to be doing this on a regular basis, Andrei?
No, like we promised, Eric, on our last video chat, it's going to be. Definitely, I'm gonna take some pictures, some short videos every day, and it's up to Eric. You're gonna put on the website probably I don't know 2 times, 3 times a week. But yeah, it's up to you. But like yes, of course, I'm gonna keep doing a video journal and pictures as well.
Yeah, we're definitely. I think right now Andrei is going through the strength and conditioning, so there's a lot of that going on. But we are definitely, he had a trip to the Arnold. What was that organization that you went to, Arnold? I know it was in Ohio.
4D Nutrition.
4D Nutrition, but Arnold
Classic.
Classic. So he captured some video there. We're kind of processing it, and we are going to be basically broadcasting that video on a weekly basis. Andrei, the other question is, why did you pick Greg Jackson's camp to train in the very beginning? Why did you make that decision?
I want to repeat again. I don't like to repeat overall, but I want to repeat because I lost 4 fights in a row. Some people thought I'm done. Arlovsky's times in done MMA, and I was very upset. I was very mad, angry, and I gave a call to Greg Jackson and asked him, "What do you think, coach? Should I retire um, or what you can recommend me?" And he told me, "Absolutely not. Just come to my facility, and we're gonna start everything all over from clean." From the beginning, and I really appreciate. If I might train with Greg Jackson right after Emelianenko lost, it might be a different story right now. But I want to repeat again, I'm very happy where I am right now. I still have a lot of energy. I still have a few years, and I still have that fire in my eyes, because everything good right now. Right people around me, right gym, right place, and just like Nike, just do it. I'm ready.
Do it.
Just do it. Swoosh.
Andrei, who are your favorite training partners there at the Greg Jackson gym?
A little John Dodson.
He's your favorite training partner?
I do a lot of shadow boxing with him because he's quick. He's a sneaky little guy, and I call him Tough Midget. And yeah, he keep me on my toes, So it's good.
I like that better than a magician. Yeah, I like that too.
Andrei, the other question that we have is, what is the hardest part about doing your training camp? What's the hardest part about being away from family? Schedule? Why do you say that?
Schedule. Because when I used to train in Chicago, pick the time was good for me to have one or another workout. In Albuquerque, it's pretty much everything on schedule. All classes start at 9:30, plus I have to wake up in the morning. I have to do morning workout, morning run, or I don't know. Как зарядка по-английски?
Exercise.
Зарядка.
Morning exercise.
Okay, morning exercise with bupas, and that's why I have to go sleep early, 9:30, 10 o'clock, because if I'm going to sleep at 12, it's hard for me to wake up. But yeah, I'm gonna have some changes in my mind on my list. I'm gonna talk to Greg Jackson, and I think during the camp, my time between morning workouts and night workouts is going to be a little bit more. I'm going to have a lot of time, more time for rest, and yeah. But like I told you before, when I became a slave of Greg Jackson, Winklejohn, Bupas coach, and guys from Elevate. I just follow the schedule. It's hard because I'm grown man and I'm not 20 years old anymore. I'm not in the army, but yeah, I have to. If you want something, just do it. Like, remember discipline. It's remembering what you want. That's why I follow the schedule.
Andrei, one of the questions that we had before submitted via email was, can you describe the process of what goes through your mind as you're being announced and you're walking towards the octagon, then you're stepping into the octagon, and then you're actually fighting, and in between rounds? What mindset? Like, can you hear other people? What goes through your head? Do you know? Like, can you walk us through that feeling of what that's like?
Obviously, I can't, because every fight is different. For example, when I fought Sharp, I saw like big tunnel. I want to throw some overhand right, but I saw it's so far I can reach him. Between the rounds, Greg Jackson gave me some instruction, but I didn't understand them. And when I fought Bigfoot, I knew whole crowd gonna be against me, except 6 police officers from São Paulo, And Said, he was like a fly, He followed me everywhere in the dressing room, and I went to the restroom. He followed me. Come on, said, give me a break. He just like closed the door. He kept talking. He tried to motivate me. He tried to put my mind in the right way. Actually, it just works, When I walked to the octagon, whole crowd booed me, but Bupas, Said, and Greg Jackson, they were on one page. They like, I can't even explain. They tried to put my mind in the right way, and actually that works. That works a lot. And when people when Bruce Buffer announced Andrei Zafibalovsky, blah 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 blah, and everybody started boo, they just look at me, they say sometimes, and just it's like a switch in my head, you know. That feeling was awesome, you know. Especially when you beat your guy in front of his home crowd, it was unbelievable.
Andrei, can you give us a little bit of a sneak peek about? I know you're wearing a T-shirt that says Spodek Dental. Who is Spodek Dental, and what are they doing in terms of what goes into the grill?
I have a couple good sponsors for this fight. One of them, Spodek Dental Group, Greg Spodek. He's became my friend. I'm very proud to call him a friend. He's gonna create something. Actually, he showed me some pictures of what he did for me for my next fight coming up match against Travis Brown. It's gonna be something really cool. I think, guys, you will like it. And everything awesome, you know. He still works on my teeth, you know, to fix my teeth because some jackass referee fell asleep on the clock when I fought Campbell Johnson, you know, and it cost me a broken joint 2 places. I still have dealing with that, and another my sponsors, 7th Riders, you know, it's awesome watches. Hopefully he's gonna sponsor me for this fight. Another my sponsor, Versaska Group, it's a big development company. I really appreciate Eliska Rental. They gave me a car they give me a car for 3 months, you know, to drive here, be in the camp, and drive back. And hopefully Eric gonna bring another sponsors for me, and I'm gonna be like Russian said, "Я буду в шоколаде." That means I'm gonna be in chocolate all over on me, you know. So I'm gonna be in good hands. So hopefully we'll see. But I really appreciate what I have right now, and ready to train hard. I just need to focus on my workouts, on my training, on my classes in a Jackson's gym, and elevate, be disciplined with my diet, like just ready to go.
Yeah, Andrei's sponsors have been really supportive in terms of supporting every single effort. I mean, the new website, these video blogs that Andrei is going to be doing from training camp, and there's a lot of other companies out there that I'm sure are going to be really great in terms of getting on this awesome card. And if you guys have a company that is interested in sponsoring the Pitbull, you know, reach out to us and contact us on arlovsky.com. That's the best way to reach out. But ultimately, Andrei is one of the best endorsers of any brand. And I think, you know, if you see any of his training videos, he's always wearing the gear and always promoting all of these companies. All right, this is our last call, guys. So I'm just going to go down the line, and feel free to ask as many questions as you'd like. Adam, we'll start with you. Did you have any questions?
Well, he brought up the you know, what's happening for the new fight with Spodek Dental. You know, couldn't be more excited. I got a bit of a sneak preview earlier on. I mean, yeah, that pretty much answered it, like I said. But you know, how excited are you, Andrei? It's, you know, your 3rd fight back. You got the, you know, the pressure lifted off with the Schaub fight, getting that decision win, and obviously with the knockout over Arlovsky. And now you've got Brown, of course, one fight at a time. But, you know, where do you categorize this in terms of, you know, obviously former UFC heavyweight champion? You've had a lot of big fights, but how big is this fight for you in terms of, you know, what you want to prove when you defeat Travis Brown?
I forget that I was a world champion. It's in the past, you know. I have present and the future. I'm looking forward. And Travis Brown, he's tough. He's has a long reach. He's higher than me. He's fast. He's like really good striker. He's very dangerous. I need to be very disciplined. I want to repeat it over and over. I have to stick with my game plan. I have to keep my hands up, and will do everything possible to beat him.
Very cool.
It's going to be a big test for me.
Very cool. Adam, any other questions?
No, I'm perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Morgan, you're next.
No, I don't think I've got any more questions, Andrei. Thanks again. Thanks for the signed picture. Much appreciated.
Oh, you got it. Good.
Yeah, it's cool. No, I haven't got anything else to say. Thanks again for having me on. Hopefully I'll make it on next time. Getting married a week on Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm sure Mr. Greg Jackson will let you, you know, a couple of days off work to come over to Newquay over in Cornwall. and join me for the wedding. Eric, you're more than welcome as well.
Congratulations, congratulations.
Thank you.
What time? What time right now? It's like 3 in the morning.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning now because Eric messaged me earlier and said the time's changed or something.
Yeah.
Or you brought it forward just for me because of how amazing I am. So I appreciate that.
Thank you,
Very-
Morgan.
Everything on Morgan time.
Yeah.
What about you, Nick? Did you have any questions?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Awesome.
I was just wondering, I'm not sure if I tuned in late, so I'm not sure if you've talked about this yet, but I was just wondering, UFC 187 is unarguably one of the most stacked pay-per-views we've seen in a long time, and if no injuries occur and it stays together, it will be a great card, and I was just wondering what it means to you and what are your thoughts on being on the card and on the main card specifically.
I didn't hear whole question, but I tried to guess. It's going to be a great card. I'm very excited to be a part of a big card. That awesome card. I like to be. I love to be. I'm really happy that I'm part of UFC, and it's going to be Memorial Day weekend. It's going to be great card. I wanna wish all fighters stay healthy, train hard, and show good fights for you guys. And I'm very excited, and I want to promise, I want to repeat again, I'm going to train hard, and we'll do everything possible to beat Travis Brown.
And then with the heavyweight division doesn't have too many contenders, do you feel that with the win over Brown and specifically a good performance, do you think you'll be getting that shot at Kane, or we're doomed?
I have no idea. It's up to UFC, but some fighters try to call me via Twitter, to fight them. But at this point, I have to really careful. I have to listen to my coaches. I have to listen to my manager, and of course, we have to have a dialogue with UFC because what's fight make more sense for me right now, and I know. Metrioni, he's so mad that I didn't fight him, but who knows, maybe one day we're gonna fight. But now I might focus my head straight on my coming up match against Travis Brown, and it's only one thing in my mind: train hard, be disciplined, and stay out of injuries.
All right, so that's all from me. Once again, thanks for doing these video chats. I'm sure we all appreciate it a lot, and good luck against Travis Brown.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jason, guys, I'm gonna leave the last for the best.
Yeah.
The second last to the best.
Jay and Sam the Panda over here.
Yeah. I like how he speaks for me all the time.
All the time.
Yeah,
like I said, people want to hear intelligent conversation, so I.
That's
All right, hey Andrei, I do have one thing for you. Just want to let you know real quick. I collect watches, and that one you had on right there was pretty nice. So if you want to hook a brother up.
Yeah.
Andrei, why don't you show that watch up close to the camera so we see the details? Because this is a very unique watch.
Yeah, it's 7 Friday. Huh?
This is no Timex. This is a very unique design.
It looks like
I like it.
Looks like that's something that you would be on a submarine.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep in mind that you like those watches.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Is that a new line?
Yeah.
Is that a Pitbull line watch?
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you've forgotten about it.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
But no, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thanks for being on MMA Fight Night Live. Eric, thanks for setting everything up. We appreciate it. Morgan and all the fans, watching. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you very much.
Support.
Yes, and for anybody that hasn't, find us on Facebook, facebook.com/MMAFNL.
Yes.
Find us on SoundCloud. All of our podcast episodes is going to be soundcloud.com/MMAFNL-podcast.
Yeah. Check it out.
Check out everything. We'll be putting our version of this up there with some follow-on comment of me and this guy probably cutting up.
Yep.
And we'll probably be talking about Andrei Arlovsky and karaoke and T-Pain.
I would like to hear some of this Russian pop. I have never heard that.
Говорила, мама, вечером, сыночка, не ходи на улицу.
You guys just got an exclusive.
More.
No, more it's gonna be. I promise. I'm gonna think for when I'm gonna be a heavyweight champion. I promise.
There you
Okay,
go.
yeah.
All right, we'll look for it then.
Yeah.
Again, it was an honor. We really appreciate it. Eric, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Champ, Andrei Arlovsky, we really appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
You know, it was actually
Thank you
exciting.
guys very much.
It was exciting to have you guys on here as well, and I think maybe in the future we'll figure out ways to collaborate together because you guys bring entertainment because of your technical guys. Andrei's a technical fighter. I'm a technical guy on the computer, but you guys are technical entertainers. So I would love to have you guys part of
Eric,
it.
you're not only technical guy. You sometimes pain in the ass. Go with there, buy this, sit over there.
That is true.
Like I'm going crazy, And this guy, I have conversation actually today with him. Said, quiet, listen to me. I said, Eric, not many people can talk to me like that, But
Careful, Eric. Careful, Eric.
Yeah. My wife tells
but
me.
deep inside, I know it's like it's gonna help me. It's gonna be more interesting for you guys. So that's why I have to keep my mouth shut. I don't like it, but yeah, it's another thing. He tried to. I try to teach that like you have to listen, not only talk. You have to listen. So sometimes it's hard, Sometimes I'm red because my blood pressure like going up. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody
arrange a charity fight then. Charity fight with Eric and Andrei.
No, I give up. No, Andrei, listen, I love Andrei more than anybody can imagine. And Andrei, other than a fighter that everybody knows, other than an awesome friend, he's a gentleman, and a lot of things that he says are incredibly wise. And I think one day there will be, either a documentary or a book written that will give you guys a little more insight into what Andrei is about outside of, UFC heavyweight champion, which I'm sure he's going to become. But I'll let that story unfold when it's time. It was awesome having you guys on this chat. Definitely looking forward to hearing your podcast. There's a lot of podcasts about MMA out there. Some good, some not so good. But yours is probably the most entertaining. So if anybody's looking for a great podcast to listen related to MMA, this is the place to go. Probably the only one I would ever recommend, and Andrei probably endorses. Robert, did you have a question as well before we wrap it up?
Yes, I did. Andrei, what are you going to do after you win Travis Brown?
What are you gonna do after you beat Travis Brown, Andrei?
Eric, you're gonna be in Vegas?
Of course, I wouldn't miss it.
So I promise, Robert, Eric gonna tell you what's going on after the fight. But first, since I know I have to train hard, I have to be focused, and when I'm gonna beat Travis Brown, I'm gonna tell everyone what I did night after the fight. So,
and we are gonna do a live video chat right after the fight as well.
Right after the fight, yeah, and I think we're gonna do maybe what you think, Eric. Maybe we're gonna do another live video chat maybe in the middle of
April.
Beginning of April, yeah. So please keep your write down your questions, guys, and I will be more than happy to answer.
Very cool. So again, in wrap up, guys, we really appreciate your support. We appreciate the fact that you guys make time to watch the live video chat. We appreciate the fact that you guys are making these donations, these purchases for these incredible shirts that I've got on, that Robert's got on, and the autographs that you can get, just like Morgan did, for every shirt, for every donation that you guys provide. Andrei definitely will send you guys an autograph picture. Adam does not have a shirt yet, but he will. And Andrei, do you want to say bye to wrap up things to your fans and
Of course, like always, guys. Thank you very much for your questions, for your time. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys. I want to apologize that we have some issues in the beginning, but seems like second half of our video chat went really good. So thank you very much for your questions. Thank you very much to join me. I'm sure you have a lot of things to do, but at this time, at this moment, you're with me. And thank you all my sponsors, A-List Rental, Spodak Dental Group, Versaska Group, Seven Fridays. And guys, thank you very much for your help. I promise I'm going to train hard. I'm going to keep posted. Eric, well, actually, Eric is doing the video journals. God bless all of you, your families. Thank you very much again, and talk to you soon. Thank you.
Best of luck. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It was our pleasure.
Thank